The 2419D is perhaps the most unrelated rolling stock I've ever built. It's a French rail car in which the November 11th, 1918 armistice was signed, ceasing hostilities in World War I. 22 years later, in the same car, the June 22nd, 1940 armistice was signed, ending the Battle of France in World War II. While the original was destroyed, a sister car remains on display at the Glade of the Armistice Memorial. This model was commissioned by Mace Blocks as a physical build. Let's take a look at the car and some of the building techniques, and I'll get back to the title at the end. Despite being pretty European, the 2419D is broadly similar to contemporary American wooden body-on-steel frame cars. It has a body with closed vestibules, a clear-story roof, riding on two standard gauge 2-axle bogies. The more European buffer and chain couplers differ from North American knuckles, but in LEGO, magnets make everything compatible. Mace didn't need an interior, so I tried to go all in on detailing the windows and the paneling around them. I went through several iterations of this to find a pattern that would result in a good balance of accurate panel count and window spacing. This assembly uses a ton of parts, but also turned out relatively sturdy despite a number of one-stud connections. I made all the windows studs out such that I could add blinds as shown in some references. I used huge stacks of plates for the lower sides like on the Pullman open platform car. While I think this looks good in studio, I think the 2419 needs a more aggressive texture in practice. I strongly considered jumpers with grooves, but I didn't like having that pattern interrupted by supporting plates that wouldn't have grooves. The studs out frame trim below the main body provides no actual structure and barely clears the wheels in R40 turns. The clear story roof uses a similar profile to that of my Canadian Pacific 35-foot business car from quite a while ago. It comes off easily, but reveals nothing but structure. Now, I tried something interesting with the underside. The open platform car had similar rigging, but I didn't like the exposed ends near the bogies or the Apollo studs supporting the center clips. On the 2419D, I connected the ends on recessed robot arms, and I attached the center clips on recessed bars. I can't use the 1x1 inverse clips because the angled bars don't make a nice triangle. I tried using these 1x1 curves to suggest springs in the bogie frames, but I'm not 100% sure I like this solution. The 1x2 Technic bricks on these older BMR bearing axles have an unfortunate tendency to crack. I'm not yet sure if the Brick Tracks sets with the 1x2 bearing plate have solved this issue. Nonetheless, the bearing axles are basically a necessity since the 2419D is heavy. The 54 stud long car weighs 858 grams or 16 grams per stud length. This figure is a little higher than that of my first updated P85. That 63 stud long car weighed 927 grams or 15 grams per stud length, hence the title. The 2419D in fact weighs just as much of one of my Nippon Sharyo bi-level cars, which are much more voluminous but also much more empty. Having built some pretty heavy rolling stock now, I'm not sure how much I should consider the weight when designing future ones. Bearing axles help a lot, but something like a 5-car train where each car weighs a kilogram is still a lot. I'm also not sure how much the bearings are getting worn out. Subjectively, some of my older ones don't feel quite as smooth as I remember. Anyway, I paired this with the JS in most of the running shots, since that's technically a foreign design as well. As someone who doesn't really model outside of the US, I'd say the 2419 was similarly different and familiar at the same time. This is a bit of a shorter video since it's rolling stock, but on that note, this is the end of said video. Please consider subscribing if you like what we do, and have a nice day.